and now we are moving on, and we will have 3 riflemen cases. They will share with you their own experiences, and to begin with, I'd love to invite Mr. Kristijonas Vizbaras, and he will present his personal experiences being in this union. Please welcome.
Good afternoon, my name is Kristijonas Vizbaras. I am a member of the Lithuanian Riflemen's Union. I have been the member since 2014. And today I will tell you about our personal perspective, or rather experience, from the union. And I will basically speak about the experience of us as 3 brothers prior to the entry into the union. And we will then continue about the activities that we've conducted with a larger group of the members. And I will talk about the influence of the activities on our businesses. So let me start from the very beginnings, who we were prior to becoming members of the union. We were regular Lithuanian citizens, we were patriotic. That was due to the education of our grandparents and our parents. We used to study abroad. We came back after our studies to Lithuania. We've established a high-tech company, and we've continued our business by 2012. So our business was basically related to the production of various electronic gadgets and so on. And we had no clue about guns, and we didn't even think about them. Actually, I've never held a gun in my hand before. But, as we all know, 2012 was the beginning of the Russian aggression and annexation of parts of the territory of Ukraine. And all of those events affected us as well. It forced us to realize the fragility of freedom, and we realized that we had to do something. Because if we were to become next and to be invaded, we knew nothing what to do about in such a scenario. There was a lot to think about, and the steps that had to be taken in such case. And I realized at the time that I wouldn't be able to be a passive observer. So I came to realize that I have to join a certain platform teaching me what to do in such cases. So like in the Swiss model, I've realized that I have to become member of a certain platform, would be a driver for change. So I've realized that I have to become member of the Riflemen's Union and be involved in the mobilization of society. So I soon managed to persuade my brothers, my sister, my relatives, and all the people I knew, and we all enrolled into the activities of the union. So eventually we took an oath, we became members of the union, and there was no way back. And we started engaging ourselves into the activities of the union. And what we found when we became members of the union was that the union was in stagnation. We found basically nothing in the union, and back in 2014 it was really inactive. Nothing was actually happening in the union, neither defense activities nor nothing else. But the positive side of that was that along with us, tens of others, active members of society, joined the union. We were the first wave of new members of the union. And the entire group of us who've recently joined the union realized that there was nothing happening in the union and that we had to do something. So we've all distributed tasks among ourselves, and we've decided to restructure the union from an inactive one into an active one. So despite the huge skepticism that we had to face both from inside the union and outside it, we started doing numerous activities. So together with my brothers and other members, we were engaged in awareness raising, in exploration of resources, material, moral, all sorts of resources, as well as getting engaged in material training, which I believe still remains to be one of the main duties to be done as member of the union. As for the communications, public relations, the communication was very simple. Once we became members of the union, we realized that what we can attract is the same kind of people as we were. So we were trying to spread the message that people in Lithuania have to be patriotic, take pride in the achievements of the country. And the message worked. Within just 1 year, the number of members in Vilnius alone increased tenfold. In total, across the whole territory of Lithuania, there is over 10,000 of members of the union. We were not diplomats, and we had to think carefully, apparently, as to what to say, but we weren't trying to be very diplomatic in spreading our message. And the result was huge. We managed, our message managed to reach the entire world. And we succeeded in delivering that we will defend Lithuania, that we are not Russia, that we do not have nostalgia for the Soviet times, and that all the people are joining the initiative. Well, at first it was not true, but now this is completely true. That's how the Riflemen's Union became not only a national, but also a regional promoter of national and self-defense. So we didn't have any resources back in 2014, and we had to reach out for all sorts of support. And I would therefore like to thank to all of those educated people, including Professor Janulaitis, Professor Butkis, Mr. Romas Danielis, who from their personal resources contributed to the union, and we managed to acquire various guns. And we are therefore capable of training our riflemen with professional guns. I would also like to thank the special forces who supported our initiative since the very beginning and sent their instructors to train our riflemen, and who continue to this day to cooperate with us to achieve a high level of professionalism within a very short period of time. So we didn't have to ask twice, which goes to show the unity of our country. And if I had to speak about the year 2014 and compare them with the year 2014, differently from those who are not interested in the activities of the union, I have to say straight away that today is not a mere club, but an organization which is high in numbers, which provides moral, organizational support, that has professional members in it, and we, within just 1 year, managed to increase the numbers in the organization on our own initiative and on our own resources. So how did this affect our own business?
We have decided to invest additionally into the internal infrastructure. We did it by using our own resources only. We have started to produce various laser equipment from simple ones to actually quite complicated systems, surveillance cameras, thermovisual equipment to carbines, attachment to sniper equipment S-250U. Actually, we had a precedent in Lithuania when, in spite of the fact that it all started from the personal initiative, it actually developed into something much bigger, and here we compete with our Western colleagues. In other words, we integrated into the general defense system of Lithuania. So this is an example from our activities.
Thank you so much, Kristijonas Vizbaras.